Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Ascension EMEA 2025. I'm accompanied here by Ticey of DNSTY following their match against BBL PCIFIC in the playoff phase of the competition, falling short and then thus seeing their season come to an end. Like I said before, Ticey, appreciate the opportunity, and coming off of this with the loss at the very final hurdle of the season, I can imagine it's pretty tough emotions going through your mind, but how are you actually feeling at this moment in time?
Overall, I'm not feeling too bad, to be honest. We had a really good run this year, only playing together for 4 months. So I can be proud of the journey we've had as a team, and honestly, just grateful for the opportunity and the ability to play, even if it's not our best. I think, we can be happy with what we've achieved.
We definitely saw flashes of this great performance that this team showed, especially today in this series. Winning on Abyss and then extending the season, winning on Lotus map 1, and then having that potential to close it out up to your favor. Two-part of this question: what do you think just went right for your team to start off on the right foot on defensive side on Lotus, and what do you think this changed for the team as the series progressed into the very end?
I mean, for us, our Lotus is always our map. We're super confident. We didn't really care about. I think we started on attack. It wasn't our best showing on attack, but with defense on that map, we've drilled it a lot. I'm super comfortable playing the Odin. We love to play that defense side, and we were super confident. Mostly, I think what showed on that map was just our comfortability. Like, when we're in our zone, we know what we're good at. Very easy to make good decisions and play well, and that's basically what happened on the first map.
And as I said at the very second part of the question, what do you think changed for the team from your point of view? It kind of let everything go sideways.
Yeah, I mean, we moved away from our comfort zone a bit, played maps we're not as confident on, and then kind of crumbled, I felt like, in the mid-round a lot. Our openings weren't terrible. Our start plans weren't awful. Felt like we had decent control over the game, but then in the mid-round, it all fell apart, and we started, just losing the game.
I mean, obviously, this is a match that had plenty of high stakes for obvious reasons, and doing so against a team that's already made it to this position last year in this same competition. What was the approach like for yourselves and your team, and also like how did you draw on the experience of the past matches in this competition? Taking on Job Life, Ulf, and Enterprise, and using that for today's matchup.
Like, we were super confident going into the game, and always expecting to win, even though other people might not think we were. We know the kind of team we are when we're playing practice, and it's an extremely good one. But using our experience from the games before, like Ulf to us felt like a big throw. We felt like we had the game under control, lost a couple of Anticos, and the game lost out of control. And Job Life, we learned some lessons about bouncing back from a bad first map against Job Life. We had a struggle first map, but managed to recover, and that's what it kind of felt like on the first half of Lotus today. Is we started off poorly, but we managed to, come back into the series, and that's what we learned from our experiences this event.
I mean, obviously, once the map 1 is finished up and you guys were trying to continue momentum into maps 2, 3, and 4, and seeing the performance of your squad dip in quotation marks, while at the same time having to deal with PBL PCIFIC a great form simultaneously. I'm kind of curious on how you kind of try to handle or more so manage the state of the team when the mental's kind of down, but you kind of had to keep the team's emotions and also performance in check. How do you kind of view that struggle for yourself?
I mean, something Bomas has helped me with a lot is being the guy who people rely on in these kind of games. obviously, I've felt comfortable leading the game from an in-game perspective for a long time, understanding the game and so on. But definitely when it came down to helping the players keep a good mental, that's obviously what I was focusing on more so recently, and also myself, to be honest, because me being mentally on point, leading to myself, is going to help everyone else, right? So yeah, I tried my best today and in most games to not let myself get out of control, and basically try to spread that positivity onto my teammates and make sure that they keep playing confident, because that's something we always say on our team, is when we're playing confident, playing good. And I just try to spread that to everyone I can. And yeah, I mean, I also have great help from Tag. He's obviously super vocal, loves to scream after a round, loves to hype everyone up. So yeah, I credit him as well a lot on that.
I do understand that, this is literally coming off of a match like this, like not even an hour has passed since the conclusion of this series. And I can assume that emotions are still high within yourself and also the rest of the team. But any kind of biggest regrets that you kind of take away and that you kind of like think of, like, oh, if I did this, this, and that outside of the server, then maybe I should, so on and so forth.
I mean, there's always small regrets, but overall, I'm pretty happy. Like, it's hard for me to have regrets after a season like that. I feel like I'd be greedy to have regrets after the way that we performed and the way that we progressed during the 4 months that we were together. I think that's a lot of credit to Bromas and myself, to be honest. I think we work hard, we work together as where we can, and we just try to do the best for this team all the time. And we worked really hard over these 4 months, and yeah, we didn't get the result we wanted, but I can't say I regret anything. I'm just more happy that I'm here, to be honest.
I mean, of course, there's no disputing the achievement that yourself and this team has been able to do, getting to the final stage of this competition, despite not having much expectations on paper, I assume, in the beginning of this competition. And as you said, this current version of the team has been together for a few months at this point, a much shorter time frame compared to those that has already been compared to the rest of the field of teams that took part in Ascension. What helped you guys flip that switch that helped you guys improve so much and so quickly and get to this point first and foremost?
I think we have a lot of individual quality on our team, and we really found a way to harness that to the best of our ability. Obviously, we're not going to have the same amount of depth as teams that are together for a year. However, I felt like we had good depth and good quality in a lot of the games we played. And to be honest, we are playing a lot of the teams we're playing. But at the end of the day, when player quality is something you rely on, it can be a bit inconsistent. And I feel like, yeah, that was our downfall. But yeah, we kind of played to our strengths, I would say. We didn't necessarily try to rectify all the problems we had, but more so to really bring out the best in our players and everyone in the team. So that was what we focused on.
You mentioned about a little bit about your emotions and having to begin to absorb the results and being like more happy than about having to get so close to getting to tier 1 more than disappointment of just having to lose in the grand finals, if you understand what I'm saying. And it kind of goes to show like your journey in this game. Arguably, or most definitely, this is probably the closest that you've been to tier 1 to date. And obviously, like I can assume you had plenty of thoughts and emotions about like the significance of this journey for yourself. How do you begin to look back on your individual journey and just your development and having to help these crop of guys and also yourself improve simultaneously in relation to what you've already been talking about so far?
I mean, honestly, I knew that I was good enough to play at this level for a long time. I've felt extremely self-confident for a very long time, and I knew that this was something that I would do. It wasn't a matter of hope for me. I thought this was something that I would achieve whenever I joined a team of this caliber. Obviously, it would have been great to win, because on our day, I think we do. But, to answer the question more specifically, can you repeat the question a bit more specifically so I can answer it? More
so, like, how do you look at your journey and the And do you, all right, how do you look back on your year so far and just having to go through plenty of the struggles and twists and turns of this season? And what is one thing that you know, be grateful of for yourself in addition to that?
Grateful for everything, man. Grateful for my team. Grateful for the opportunity. Grateful for Waddle, because without him, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, just grateful for everything. Like, we worked. I don't know. We like the season started terribly for me this year. The year started terribly for me this year. Joined a team that I didn't really like. Made some mistakes. Ended up happy really here, and got straight to work, man. And I'm grateful to all my teammates for also putting in the work, doing everything in their power to achieve the goal. And even in losing, you know, like, I know the guys are sad. I'm sad, but you know, could be worse.
One more question that I want to ask you real quick before I have to wrap this up. Into the future, does this result, despite it being so painful, just gives you that motivation to, you know, run it back and, you
Of
know,
course.
try for another bid for tier one?
Yeah, 100%. Now I know for sure that it's just a matter of time. I keep working. I think I keep working, have good people around me, you know. Just keep proving myself, man. And eventually an opportunity will come. And I'm willing to prove myself for it. And yeah, like, I'm super happy with this year. And next year, hopefully will be better.
Hopefully we'll be better indeed. And Ticey, thank you so much for the opportunity, for the interview, for your answers, and for your time. And commiserations on today, but hopefully we can see a resurgence in due time. So thank you very much.
The pleasure's mine, man. Thank you.